And last lecture we have to study about the steam formation and enthalpy of the steam. How can we produce a steam like as a starting temperature from 0 centigrade to normal atmospheric temperature. Then after the steam are water are getting a heat from the external sources by the sensible heat and gaining the temperature. Then after it's reach its saturation temperature where it's convert from liquid form to gaseous form at a constant temperature. That's called as a latent heat. After the completion of saturation level, it's gaining a more and more heat from the external sources and convert into the saturated steam. Now in this lecture we have to study next topic our for bucket or barrel calorimeter and separating calorimeter. Two topic we have to study in this lecture, bucket or barrel calorimeter, and second topic is a separating calorimeter. This is the both same name for the calorimeter, bucket or you can say as a barrel. And these topic are covered in the subject of basic of mechanical engineering. Let's view to start the basic concept about measurement of dryness fraction. What is the dryness fraction? What is the calorimeter? Then after we have to start our calorimeter. Measurement of the dryness fraction. It is necessary to determine the quality of wet steam in order to ascertain the actual state of wet steam. Whenever you to produce any type of the steam from the boiler, it is compulsory to measure the steam quality. Either we have to measuring by wet side or dry side. Whenever to measure wet side, then we have to calculate also with dry. Whenever we have to measurement of dry, automatically we can get the wet steam, but it is the necessary because of the quality of the steam are good or bad. Whenever you measure completely dry steam, that's called as a good quality steam. There is a no water particle available in this type of the steam. Dryness fraction of the steam is measurement by experimentally. We cannot visually measure from the dryness fraction for any steam. It will be measured by the experimentally. We can do some experiment, do some measurement, do some calculation. Then after we have to define that type of the steam are dry, the percentage of dryness stream. The dryness fraction measurement experimentally by this type of the various calorimeter. First is a bucket or barrel calorimeter, second is a separating calorimeter, third throttling calorimeter, and fourth separating and throttling calorimeter. These are the mixing for both. This calorimeter is the last, separating and throttling calorimeter. Once I have to repeat to say, for dryness measurement it's denoted by x and the value laid between its 0 to 1. If the completely measurement indicate 0, that means the completely liquid is available like as a water. When we have to measure a completely 1 for an x dryness measurement, it's said by a completely gas form or completely steam formation available at the superheated level. You have to remember this value for dryness fraction. X is equal to value laid between 0 to 1. If you have to get 0.9 value for dryness fraction, it means that 90% steam are dry and 10% steam are wet, means 10% of the wet particle or water particle available in this the steam. If you have to calculate 0.6 the value for x, it means that the 60% steam are dry and 40% of steam are wet. 40% of the water particle available in this steam. We have to try always the gives the measurement value for x is always near about the 1, so we can get the good quality of the steam. Because of the some wet particle available is there, it's the reducing pressure plus internal energy and enthalpy, and also it's create a corrosion and erosion inside the steam line. So it's necessary to convert all the liquid particle into the gas or steam particle, so it's give a good quality of the steam to removing some erosion and corrosion inside the pipe. The first we have to start our bucket or barrel calorimeter. This is the drawing is given from the Tex-Mex India books publications and the chapter 4, the barrel and bucket calorimeter. These points are mentioned as a weighting platform, means we have to measure weight before and after collecting of the steam. Then after this body part of the barrel is specially making from the wood, because of the no heat transfer or no heat interaction between atmosphere to inside bucket liquid. So it's necessary to provide a isolated surface to a barrel calorimeter. Then after this is the bottom ring. Bottom ring means that it's a steam particle are available from the main steam line, it's in to convert into the bubble form. This portion is called as a space, means free space is there because of the convert steam particle into the water particle. Then after the given one thermometer is directly attached to a inside water of the bucket or barrel to measurement of the temperature before and after condition. One another wood lid is given the top side of the bucket or barrel calorimeter to close the barrel and give the isolation from the atmospheric condition. The next component is a sampling tube. Sampling tube means it transfers steam from main steam pipe to inside barrel. Means it's the way given a way to transfer steam from main steam pipe to inside the barrel. Then after the another component is pressure gauge. To measurement of the pressure or regulating pressure, we have to measure from this gauge. Here one is a cock or control valve. Cock or control valve, it's regulate the pressure of the steam. The steam is coming from the main steam line, and then after this steam enter into the barrel. This is the main component is required to control the pressure, and then after these pressure are measured by the pressure gauge. For our requirement, it's regulated or not. The outer vessel for the barrel, copper calorimeter. The inside face of the calorimeter is made from copper. Inside this calorimeter, this liquid are as a water. These all are component that are working we have to see. Next we have to try to understand how bucket or barrel calorimeter can work. First, the steam are passing from the main steam line. There is a higher pressure and higher temperature of the main steam because of is a superheated steam, and superheated steam always higher pressure and higher temperature. Nearly pressure is more than 50 to 60 bar, and the temperature is more than 300 to 350 on centigrade temperature. So we can start to measure our steam. So what is the quality for steam? It is a good or bad. So it's a required to some calorimeter to measurement of the dryness fraction. Here the main steam pipe, we have to collect some steam from the main steam line because of we have to measuring its calorie dryness fraction X. Due to the high pressure of the main steam line, we have to put one cock or control valve to regulate the pressure of the main steam line. After this process, the steam pressure are decreasing but temperature are not changed. Temperature remain constant during this process. Cock or control. Also we can say that this process are as a throttling process, because of we have to reducing pressure from before to after. Also this process called as a throttling process. After the throttling process, pressure are reducing, and these pressure are measured by the pressure gauge, and the temperature almost remain constant, and the steam are passed from the sampling tube inside the barrel calorimeter. Before entering steam inside the barrel, we have to first note down our temperature T1. Before entering the steam inside the barrel, we have to measure initial temperature T1. Then after the steam are passed from the sampling tube inside the barrel. From this bottom ring, the steam bubble are available inside the water and convert from its gases from to liquid from the process for condensation process. Here is a steam temperature and water temperature are very large difference. You have to consider for that the available water temperature is nearly 30 degrees centigrade, and the steam temperature is calculated by we have to 300 centigrade. The 300 centigrade temperature give the heat to a water, and steam condense means the steam are converted into the water, and so for that this water level are increasing step by step, means the next level of the water is are increasing as a step by step due to the steam are condensed inside the water and convert into the water form. After the full fill up of this water inside the barrel, we have to remove this barrel and attach a new barrel for measurement of the dryness fraction S. At this time we have to calculate or note down the another temperature T2, means the final temperature. When I have to measure T2 when it's complete the filling with the water, and also we have to note down its weight before and after. But first time we have to attach a barrel calorimeter to main steam line. First weight we have to measure and temperature measure. Then after completely filling with the water and removing from the main steam line, second time we have to measure temperature T2 and weight W2. How many of the steam are collected inside the barrel calorimeter? That is the basic working of the barrel or bucket calorimeter. Then after we have to show about the it's a calculation step for the barrel or bucket calorimeter. Some of the parameter are given is here. P means it's the pressure of the steam in main steam line, and unit is a bar. HF1 means enthalpy of liquid means or water. Then after temperature T1 and T2, before and after temperature we have to measure or note down in the barrel. HF2 enthalpy of water after mixing. Some of the water we have to put in the calorimeter, and some of the water are generated by the given of the steam, so it's a HF2. Here is a first enthalpy and here is a second enthalpy. Here is HFG, enthalpy of evaporation of steam. When the steam are condensed inside the water, we have to measure another enthalpy HFG, means that there is a form of gas and liquid is there. Always remember the HF means enthalpy of fluid, HG means enthalpy of gas, and HF and G it means that enthalpy of fluid plus gas. There is a two form is available, liquid form and gaseous form available in there, so we have to measure HFG. MS mass of steam condensed, how many steam are condensed inside the barrel. Then after the mass of water, initial water we have to put inside the calorimeter, that is a mass of water. MCAL, mass of calorimeter, total mass we have to calculate for the calorimeter. CPW, specific heat of water, and CPC, specific heat of calorimeter. Both specific heat are required for specific heat of water and specific heat of calorimeter. Then after we have to final equation is derived for X, dryness fraction of steam. Let's we have to see calculation for the bucket and barrel calorimeter. This is the drawing. We have to divide it into two parts, this part 1 and this part 2. Here to energy given by the part 1 and energy gained by the part 2. Part 2 has a 2 content, water and plus calorimeter. We have to remember that the part 1 is a main steam line and part 2 is a water plus calorimeter. We have to balance always energy from the both side, so our equation can be given as a right condition. First is a heat lost by the main steam, means the main steam line are given a heat or pressure, and some of the steam we have to calculate from collected from this steam line for a calculating dryness fraction X, and this steam are inserted into the calorimeter, and calorimeter is some water available is their initial stage. This heat are gained by the water and some of the heat are gained by the calorimeter. You have to put calculation for the heat lost by the steam. The heat lost means some of the steam we have to collect it from the main steam line. There is a mass of steam and enthalpy change during the throttling process. Here is a throttling process. Coke or control valve are the throttling process. The throttling process before and after process is HF1 plus HFG1 and minus HF2, means enthalpy of fluid and enthalpy of fluid plus gas at the before throttling. And after throttling process we have to measure HF2, enthalpy of fluid, means it's converted into the liquid form. Next step is equal to heat gained by water. Here you have to put equation mCp delta T. M is equal to mass, C specific value, and delta T temperature difference before and after. Also some equation we have to put for an calorimeter. mCp delta T. M is equal to mass, C is equal to specific value, and delta T is equal to temperature difference. For an water we have to give M for W, specific heat. Here too some changes is there. The heat gained by water, the equation is here. M mass for water we have to denote it by W. Cp specific heat at constant pressure, and W for water, and temperature difference, higher temperature minus lower temperature, temperature T2 minus temperature T1. For an heat gained by calorimeter, the equation is here. M mass for calorimeter, C specific value at constant pressure, and C for calorimeter, and delta T temperature higher minus temperature lower, means temperature T2 minus temperature T1. We have to give common value temperature T2 minus T1 from this equation. The equation is made from calorific value. M is equal to calorimeter, C value for calorimeter, specific heat, plus mass of water and specific heat of water. Then after we have to give another common value for CPW, specific heat at constant pressure for water. W mentioned that for water. You another common value you have to put out from this equation, and the final equation made is this: M calorimeter, C specific heat for calorimeter divided by C specific heat for water plus mass of water. The common value is delta T temperature T2 minus temperature T1, and some common value you have to put out from this the equation, specific heat at constant pressure for water. This is the final point equation we have to define for valuing of x, dryness fraction x. This terms is called as a water equivalent for calorimeter. Dryness fraction of steam x can be obtained by from this using above equation. Here this equation is a equivalent of calorimeter, and we can calculate dryness fraction x from this equation. Clear? You have to understand. For this the defining the value for x for a bucket or barrel calorimeter. Next we have to study separating calorimeter. The image are here shown in your screen is a separating calorimeter. The image are taken from the Books India publication, books, chapter number 4, separating calorimeter. Let's we have to show all terms. Here is a one coke wall is given and the 2 barrel calorimeter. Here the some of the steam are out from this the portion and collected to a barrel calorimeter, which we have to study in our previous topic. Here is a tap. Tap means it's the balance the weight of water in a water level indicator. How many water are the balance inside the separating calorimeter. Here is a water quantity indicator. This mention the how many water level inside the separating calorimeter. Also we can say as a water level indicator. Here is a sampling tube with performance. Here is a collect some steam from the main steam line. Here is a mention main steam line, where is the steam are passed from the higher pressurized and higher temperatures. Here is a given one control valve to reduce the pressure and control the steam. After the pass from the control valve, here is a given one pressure gauge to measurement of the steam pressure whenever it's enter into the separating calorimeter. Here is a one separator cup is there to separate the steam and water particle. One is a inner chamber and one is a outer chamber. These are the all component parts of the separating calorimeter. Let's go to start the working performance of the separating calorimeter. From the main steam line, there is a steam is a higher pressurized and higher temperature. Taking a some steam from this line for as a sample, and we have to calculate the steam quality for dryness fraction x. Therefore, a sampling tube collects some steam from the main steam line. Then after the steam pass from the control valve, also called as a throttling process. That's our throttle process giving a reduced pressure. Here is a main steam line pressure is very high. This pressure are given directly to the separating calorimeter. It's are not working and blast this calorimeter, so it necessary to require reduce steam pressure, and then after enter this steam into the separating calorimeter. After the throttling process of control valve, the steam are passed inside the calorimeter. At this time, the steam are in a two form, as a liquid form and as a gas form. Because of that, the after throttling process, steam are become a superheated and it's partially converted into the liquid form. Here the main steam line, it's a 100% steam, but after throttling process at the control valve, partially steam are converted into the liquid form, means some of the water formation start there, means partially are liquid form and maximum to gaseous form is a steam. Here is a one perforated cup or one separator is there, that the steam are coming from the main steam line is collected inside the separating calorimeter, and this separator are separate the steam from its liquid form and gaseous form. Completely water particle or liquid form are collected in this space, and completely gas form are transferred from this separator to downward direction of the separating calorimeter. Water are collected in this portion and drop out in the downward direction and collected at the inner portion of the separating calorimeter, and the complete dry saturated steam are coming out from this separator and move from outer chamber and outer chamber to barrel calorimeter to measuring a mass of steam which are completely dry, and some of the steam are converted into the liquid form, that's called as a mass of water, which we have to measure in this level, and the water level are increasing step by step because of the some of the steam are converted into the water form and some of the steam are in a form of gas and pass through its outer chamber and outer chamber to a barrel calorimeter. Also, this barrel calorimeter are measure a weight, temperature T1 and temperature T2, weight before and after the throttling process of the steam. Is the working for separating calorimeter. Why we have to give the name is a separating calorimeter, because of here the steam are separated by the calorimeter for wet steam and dry steam. Wet steam are collected for this portion and dry steam are collected to a barrel calorimeter to measurement of T1 temperature, T2 temperature and mass of steam. Let's have to see its a calculation is a very easy for separating calorimeter. First one is a MW, mass of water are separated, from this space. Here is this space are mass of water are separated. Then after the MS, mass of steam condensed inside the bucket calorimeter. Here we have to put the value for mass of steam to barrel calorimeter where it's condensed. What is the total mass of steam? Mass of steam is M2 minus M1. Because of the total mass of steam we have two different. Some of the steam are condensed in barrel calorimeter is here and some of the steam are collected for this portion. This total mass of the steam is there, the water condensed from inner chamber and the another steam are condensed in the calorimeter. So the total mass of steam is M2 minus M1. What is the M1? Mass of bucket with the water before mixing, and M2 mass of bucket with water after mixing of the steam. Here the dryness fraction measurement for separating calorimeter is X. X is equal to mass of steam divided by mass of steam plus mass of water. The final equation for that we have to remember only and only this easy equation for separating calorimeter. X is equal to mass of steam divided by mass of steam plus mass of water. This both the separating calorimeter and bucket barrel calorimeter are important for your final examination, so you have to repeat once again this two calorimeters. Okay, thank you.